Yeah. Coming through hot like whoa, giving them chills like brrr. Coming through hot like chili in the pot, chilling on a hot new stove. Coming through hot like whoa.
Welcome you to another episode of Benchwarmers University. I go by R&B.
And I'm Neely.
Yes.
Good evening, bitches.
Crazy week 3 of the season. Season.
Yeah. I mean, it was like a here and there type of weekend. I mean, there was a lot of like blowouts and stuff, but I guess those blowouts do kind of put in like topics because there was some blowouts that came from, the Notre Dame blowout. Of course, they got to prove themselves. From the week.
Oregon looked to be back, even though they struggled in the first half again, but they came back in the second half good.
Shit.
I want to start with Florida State.
They lost again
to Memphis. So I want to officially start a petition to put them down to about Division 2. Cause I want them to be able to compete. So maybe if they play like Division 2 teams, they might be able to be competitive. Cause this ain't it.
Yo, I gotta
at home again.
I gotta figure something out. We gotta have like some kind of like another bet about like when you think they're gonna win their first game. UNC, we play them this year, so it's like actually kind of like, our schedule's looking even easier.
Yeah, in a couple of weeks, I'm going to they play at Duke in a couple of weeks.
Yeah.
And I'm glad because the ticket prices went way down, so they're affordable now.
Yo, see if they're playing at UNC or not.
Nah, UNC travels. Yeah, y'all go to Florida State.
Damn.
Y'all go to Tallahassee. Yep, in 3 weeks they play at Duke, and of course.
Wait, what's their next game? So I'm going to try to see which game that I think they're going to be their first win.
They got California at Florida State. They got a lot of home games. They haven't really had a true away game yet, unless you count the random Ireland week 0 shit. But most of the games been at home.
0.
They was home when they lost to Boston College, home when they just lost to Memphis. And now they're home again when they plays California this week. And Kyle's 3-0 too, so.
Yeah, I'm gonna keep it real just to be funny, like, go California. Like, now I'm just rooting against them just to be like.
I would rather see a team go undefeated 1 year and then winless the next year. That's like.
And here's the thing about it. Here's the thing about it too is that, like, it's still funny all through the season because no matter what, because you started off number 10.
Yeah.
Like, if you didn't start off in the top 25, bro, this wouldn't be funny. Like, even if they kept losing till like week 8 or some shit, it's still gonna be funny.
It's gonna be hilarious.
It's gonna be funny.
Yeah, when they play at Duke, tickets are $40 now. There was about $200 in the preseason.
Yo, honestly, like I'd be down to go to that with you though. Yeah. I mean, as long as they got
it's a Friday. It's a Friday game too. A Friday night, October 18th.
Word. Hey, yo, like honestly, if you got like some people that can that tailgate or some shit.
Yeah. I'm probably definitely gonna go to that one. Yeah. For Florida State, I just want them to be somewhat competitive because that's crazy.
It's just like where it started. It's just
it's hilarious. Like,
they lost.
It's like we lost Jordan Travel. We got DJ, whatever his name is.
You gotta pass for
right.
DJ. You gotta pass the ball. You gotta hand the ball off.
He's horrible. Like his accuracy is like non-existent. I'm like, who is he throwing the ball to? It's just ridiculous.
Bro, I can't, man.
Then also, I don't want to apologize because it might be soon, but Alabama, they showed me a lot. They actually played a real team, not an online school. Yeah. And they really beat the shit out of Wisconsin.
Yeah, they did their thing. I think they watched the podcast, and they was just like, you know what, Benchwarmers, bro, y'all right. Yeah. Y'all right, so let's go out and do our thing. They did prove it. And they did it from the start, so it wasn't no like.
Yeah, it was a complete game.
Yeah, it was a complete game.
Complete ass kicking, so.
Yo, let's really quick talk about Georgia and Kentucky.
Yeah, that was. First of all, Georgia should have lost that game. Yeah. But that's a game I watched and I'm like, ooh.
Yeah. Yo, I was pulling for Kentucky so bad, yo. I wanted Kentucky to win that. I was just watching that like, I can't lie though, I felt like I took a quick nap through the third quarter. Yeah. But
it was a boring game.
Yeah, it was boring.
It was one of those boring ass.
If it wasn't Georgia, if it wasn't Georgia, it wouldn't be as entertaining as it was. Yeah. You know?
But yeah, that was like, thankfully, we're going to go to the rankings a little later, but thankfully the committee got them the fuck out of that number 1 spot. So.
Yeah.
That was wild. Like,
Yeah.
you shouldn't have won that game.
Yeah.
You shouldn't have won that game.
Bro, like Kentucky, it just, but it shows something. Like,
Yeah.
maybe it shows either one of two things. Maybe Kentucky is a competitor, or maybe Georgia, because really, they haven't really played, I don't think anybody
They
yet.
haven't played nobody.
Yeah.
I mean, they played Clemson week 1, but
I don't really call
on a
Clemson.
neutral field.
Yeah. I don't know.
That was their first really road game.
Yeah.
And they didn't.
Yeah,
that was
they didn't prove the way some other people are proving.
at all.
Yeah.
Then we had another 2 ranked teams in the Big 12. Kansas State beat Arizona.
And you know what? They beat the hell out of
Yeah.
Arizona too. So, like, to me, bro, it goes back to what I was saying, and also you said it too, bro. Is that Arizona, like, bro, I only picked them just because it's like I had nobody else to pick, but I still never believed in Arizona at all. I'm sorry,
I had
y'all.
them sneaking in the playoffs.
You do.
Of course, I had Colorado, who won the game. They actually played good this week.
Yeah.
Go Prime. I picked them to win the Big 12. Nebraska is actually looking more and more good.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to hold that blowout loss against Nebraska against them as harsh.
Yeah.
But they got to take care of, I know Colorado, they played Baylor this week, the first Big 12 game at Colorado. So that's a game I think they need to win that by double digits. They need to take advantage of that.
I saw Baylor play last week, and who did they play? I can't remember who they played. But I just didn't see nothing out of them.
It was like Wake Tech or something.
Yeah, they got their ass.
They played Army, I think it was, honestly.
Yeah, whoever they played, bro, I know they got beat, and I was never ready for them to do anything serious.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean that game, it wasn't gonna go anywhere to me. Just I don't see Arizona.
No,
Now,
they beat Air Force last week.
all right, so Army, Air Force, whatever, fuck, they won.
They won, yeah.
Oh.
The first week they
Well, now I'm just like I'm talking shit, but I know they.
No, they lost to Utah week 2. They got smacked in the mouth week 2 against Utah.
Okay, that's the game that's the game I saw. But
Colorado's currently favored by 1.5 points. With what's the over? And over under is at 51.5.
I think it'll be under.
I think it'll be under too.
I think it'll be under. So the next game, let's go to Texas. Now I know they played University Texas San Antonio. I finally figured out what it was, UTSA, and they had 60-some points in the first half, and then I mean, of course, they took their people out. It was like, yo, there's no reason.
Yeah, they won 56-7, but
But
it was
yours
never
went
that close.
out. Arch Manning came in and proved why his last name is a fucking Manning.
Seeing a Manning run fast was weird as shit.
Yo, it was like, all right, so he comes out, throws a touchdown pass. Comes out, the first play, runs like a 70-yard pass, a touchdown. Then the next play, when they come back on the field, he threw another touchdown pass or something like it was like he had 3 touchdowns I think within 4 plays.
Yeah. I would say though, again they were playing University of Texas San Antonio,
but still,
and the receivers were wide open.
Yeah.
So it wasn't exactly. I mean, I'm not taking it away from him. It's an incredible debut. But I need to see him do that against some SEC people. Do it against some real teams.
Yeah, I agree. But it was just the whole. It's not easy to score 65 or 60 something points in a half.
56,
in a half.
They won 56-7, yeah.
Or it's they scored a lot, 51 points. Something's crazy, bro. They scored something crazy in the first half, right?
There was
Oh no, I'm thinking of Tennessee.
I'm thinking of
Tennessee.
Yeah.
Texas
was at 28-7 at halftime, and again, that easily could have been 60 something.
Yeah, but now the second that Arch Manning came out, I mean, you're still playing football, and the fact that you did it it wasn't just it took you mad 8 plays or 10 plays to get down there, or 5 plays. Bro, he was doing it every play he came out. He just, boom, touchdown, boom, touchdown.
I do want to say, a lot of people were like, oh, Quinn Ewers got hurt, it's like, oh, he just got Drew Bledsoe, when he got hurt and Tom Brady took his spot.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying, pump the brakes. pump the brakes.
Give him a second. Give him a
put the
second.
brake on.
He hasn't Tom Brady.
That's what
yet.
I'm saying. Hold on.
I have faith.
I think he's gonna be good, but I think Quinn Edwards, he is the starter quarterback. Whenever, right now, he had an oblique strain, so he's day to day.
Yeah.
And they play ULM.
He'll probably have the Archman will probably play next week, and then yours probably come in the week after.
Yeah, they play ULM, and I don't think they're taking that serious.
Because I mean,
after that, that's the week after. I believe is the Red River rivalry when they play Oklahoma in the neutral site.
Nice.
So I think they're gonna let Archie get the start this week, and then when they play Oklahoma.
Kind of like, yo, just let yours chill, do his thing for a minute, and then.
I'm sorry, it's 2 weeks. It's the Red River rivalry. This week is.
They could let him sit for 2. You never know.
I'm trying to see who Texas has next week. Yeah, they got ULM. That's UL Monroe, or whatever the fuck. What is Monroe?
I don't know. Yo, somebody commented. Yeah. Somebody probably say something.
Yeah, let me know where the fuck is Monroe.
Yeah, where's Monroe?
Then they got Mississippi State, who's not that great.
Yeah.
And then they got Oklahoma. So they'll probably let him sit for. No, then they got a bye week, so they're probably gonna let him get 100% healthy. So
they could.
So Archie's probably gonna get some play time against Monroe and Mississippi State, and that should be good.
Yo, let me know when somebody comments, because like, where the fuck am I?
Louisiana, they said.
Louisiana.
They said the University of Louisiana, Monroe.
Okay.
Anywho. Then, of course, Ole Miss, they came to North Carolina and beat the shit out of Wake Forest.
We almost went to that game.
Yeah, what's interesting, because they had a home series scheduled where this year they came to Wake Forest, and next year Wake Forest is going to Mississippi to play them.
Yeah.
But Wake Forest said, never mind, we don't want to play you next year. So basically, Wake Forest bought their way out of the deal. They paid them like $1 million to not play them next year, which is weird.
You know what's mad crazy to me is that the fact that until this year, I didn't realize how much money goes into the schedule.
Yeah.
I didn't ever know that. So I knew like maybe a little bit, but I never knew it was as big as it was. Like, yo, bro, we ain't playing you next year. Like, I didn't know there was agreements.
It is, yeah.
I didn't know like that happened.
A lot of the athletic directors call the schools, and it's usually home and home series.
Got you.
That's why a couple years ago when UCF went undefeated, and they wanted to play Florida, but Florida wouldn't agree to a home and home. Florida's like, we'll play you guys, but you got to come to the Swamp.
Yeah.
And UCF was like, well, let's do a home and home. We come to the Swamp, you come here. Florida's like, no, fuck that shit. We're not coming there.
Yeah.
Which it did end up working out. I believe starting in next year, I believe they play. They got Florida gets two home games and UCF gets one game. It's weird. It's like 2026 and 25 and 26, UCF goes to Florida. And then in 2030, Florida goes to UCF. I'm like, what kind of schedule is that?
That's like, I didn't even know like how far. I thought it was just like maybe a year or 2 years in advance that they play somebody.
Dude, like
I had no idea that the NCAA has it set up like that.
I
guess it gives them time to back out of some games.
Which I get it, but a lot of the teams they're like, okay, you said we're not playing good teams, so we're going to schedule good teams, but just schedule them 10 years from now. So it's like, you don't have the same team.
You don't even know who the team is.
Like that year when UCF, when it beat Auburn in the Peach Bowl, when they were undefeated, I wanted to see them play the good team then.
Yeah.
Now UCF is not that great of a program now.
To just go up.
For them playing Florida is not good now. So who the fuck wants to see that game now?
Yeah.
That's the game we wanted to see years ago.
Yeah, that's what I agree with you on that. I just don't understand, going so far ahead because you don't know how good the team is gonna be. Mm-hmm. People graduate, people go to the NFL. I never knew. I never knew that much went into it.
It's a lot, yeah.
Yeah. So next we'll do Alabama. Alabama beat the shit out of Wisconsin. They must have watched our podcast.
I was impressed by Jalen Milroe.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna. I was not a fan of him coming into this. Mind you, I haven't seen him play that much, but
he did pretty good that game. Yeah.
So when people said preseason, he's a Heisman candidate, I was like, you're smoking fucking crack. There's no way he's a Heisman candidate. But now he showed the fuck out this game.
But I'm gonna keep it
impressed.
real. I'm gonna keep it real. He doesn't look like a quarterback that could go to the NFL.
He's not an NFL player.
Yeah.
I'll stand.
I would ring that rag until you can get out of here,
Yeah.
get you some money, bro. Because I just don't see. Of course, go to the NFL when you get a chance. But I would ring that rag dry in Alabama. Get your NIL money up.
He's at Alabama. He has Bryce Young written all over him. Honestly.
Yeah.
He's not a.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know.
Great college quarterback.
Yeah.
But when you go to the NFL, because he's also not that big.
He's not.
Yeah.
That's what I say. He has Bryce Young written all over him.
Yeah.
I don't know what the fuck the Carolina Panthers was sniffing when they got Bryce
Bro,
Young.
and they
number
threw
one.
like so much shit for one player.
They got rid of all of the good players for a college quarterback. Like
that you just believed in.
and now he's sitting on the bench. So like, throw the whole programming away.
Bro, my granddad, he a Panthers fan, man. That motherfucker be all the time. Well, he a preacher, but that cuss word almost come out. Like, all the time, he'd be like, they did such a stupid.
And then of course, Boston College, another ranked matchup. Boston College lost to Missouri in a game that Boston College should have won. They was up about I believe 2 touchdowns late in the third quarter. And they let Missouri storm back to win.
Well, what's it called? Maybe Boston College is showing a little bit more than we thought when we was talking shit about them beating FSU.
Yeah.
I think they're actually just kind of like, no, we want to show y'all that we a real team. So you know what, Boston College, keep doing your thing. Missouri is not an easy team to play against.
So they're at Missouri, that's a tough place to play.
At Missouri, that's not a tough.
So I gotta give Boston College props for that.
Yeah,
one.
I'll give you
Especially
props.
when it was 14-3, I'm like, oh shit, Boston College might be the real deal.
Yeah.
Florida State still sucks, but I'm like, Boston College, I was impressed.
Yeah.
I don't believe in any kind of moral losses or L is a L, take it to the chin, but I was impressed by Boston College.
Yeah.
Definitely keep your head up on
that.
that.
We'll give it to you, bro. Keep doing your thing, yo.
And then Tennessee and Kansas City, that's the game we was talking about.
That's what I was
when
talking
it
about.
was about 60-something.
It was like 65 or 60-some.
They won 71-0.
Yeah.
And at halftime, I mean...
It was like 65.
Yeah, 65-0 at halftime. That's ridiculous.
Because I remember I put one of our tweets in.
Yeah.
And I was like, so I put in like it was like 58 or some shit like that. And I was like, yo, 58-0. And in the first half, that's crazy. But it was like a minute and a half or something left in the half.
Yeah.
Then they came and scored. I had to delete that one and make a new post like 65.
Oh, shit,
This is halftime.
That was crazy.
And they basically are just like, all right, just start bringing people in and be like, look, we don't want nobody getting hurt. So
at all,
if anybody wants their moment.
Yeah, I think it's pulling people from the crowd. Like,
like,
anybody wants to play?
Yeah, hit the cameraman. Hey,
sign up by entrance 1.
Hey, bro, what you about to be doing, bro? Just push the camera.
That was crazy. Yeah, 65-0.
But
it
even though
though
it's only Kent State, it's still to beat somebody. We'll just even call it the first half, just 65-0.
Yeah.
Because it was 71, but 65-0 that you beat somebody, doesn't really matter who they are that much. They're still proving a point that I think Tennessee is a real deal team.
I agree.
I think they're a real deal team.
I think Tennessee, they're back. They had a year off last year.
Yeah.
The year before that, they were really good. That's when they beat Alabama. They were really good.
Yeah.
They took a year off.
They were like number 5 or something at one point, like 2 years ago, or like something high.
2 years ago, then at number 5.
Who was their quarterback then?
Their quarterback was.
He was a 5th year.
Yeah, I don't remember who was his name, but I know you're talking about. He was good.
He's like a light-skinned dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, they beat Clemson in the Orange Bowl that year.
Yeah.
Which I'm like, of course, you got the 2 teams winning orange in the Orange Bowl. I see what they did there. But,
orange on orange.
And then Oregon and Oregon State, like I said, at halftime, Oregon was only up 22-14.
Yeah.
So I'm like, here we go again. And then the second half, they just beat the shit out of them and won 49-14.
Yeah,
so Oregon is hard to figure out.
They covered that damn 16-point spread.
Yeah.
So I guess from what I said last week,
I take it all in pennies actually.
I owe you $10.
Yeah.
Piece of shit.
This is real. You know how them UNC fans do.
Them fucking UNC fans.
For a minute, I was nervous. I'm like, of course, Oregon's not going to cover.
Bro, like they were up, and I was like, all right, 16 still like a good amount. Like they could take the people out, something like that. And they just kept going. I was like, man, they must have watched the podcast.
Yeah,
they just don't like USC fans.
And then Miami beat the shit out of Ball State, 62-0.
I mean, at Miami.
And I'm telling you, Miami is a top 5 team. I don't know why they keep ranking them so low. Miami, I would have Ohio State had a bias, but I still have them in the top.
Yeah.
I would have Texas, besides Texas, Ohio State, Georgia. Then I put Miami in number 4. If I was the fucking AP. I got Miami in the top 5.
Number 5?
Alabama's my number 5 right now because I was impressed by the beat Wisconsin.
I don't know. For my 5, I agree with everything else.
Yeah.
My 5 is I'm thinking it's either between Ole Miss or Tennessee. I don't think Alabama could beat either of those teams.
I don't either.
Ole Miss is just, bro. What did they win by? Because they just came out and beat the shit out of somebody else, right? Wake Forest. So, every game, Ole Miss is just beating the piss out of everybody. Even though they're not playing anybody good. They're just like, yo, we're going to show y'all that no matter who comes in here, we're going to beat the fuck out of them.
I agree. But the reason I would have, right now, I would have Alabama ranked above them. Is because Wisconsin that's a good football program.
Wisconsin is
and
good.
That's a hard place to play to go to Wisconsin.
And do that.
SEC teams, they don't travel up there that much. So I would definitely rank that over Ole Miss beating the shit out of Wake Forest and Tennessee beating Kent State.
Yeah.
That's why I do think Alabama's gonna lose to, I think they played at both. I think they're gonna lose to both of them.
Yeah.
But right now,
at the moment they're looking good.
Yeah, I would rank them above just right now.
But I think when they play Ole Miss and Tennessee, I think it'll be a good game.
Yeah.
I think it'll be a good game.
I think Ole Miss is definitely I was actually reading the comments. I think somebody replied to one of our tweets. They said Ole Miss is the Penn State of the SEC, which I'm like, damn, that's kind of right. They beat the shit out of everybody, but they can never beat Alabama or Georgia. And that's like Penn State. If you take out Ohio State and Michigan, Penn State been undefeated the last couple of years. They can't beat Ohio State or Michigan.
They're just like right fucking there.
And I'm like, that's actually a good ass comparison.
It really is, because every year, bro, Penn State looks like a fucking
right
contender.
there.
And they just can't win. Hey, actually, be honest, it's the same thing that Ohio State's been doing for the past few years, bro. They always right there. Right there. They've been in that 14 playoffs for the past like 4 or something years, except for last year.
Yeah.
But and the only reason they weren't in there last year is because of the Michigan-Ohio State game.
Yeah.
So whoever won that game was gonna go in, and the other one was not. And the only reason is because you already know it's because everybody was like, oh, we've already seen this game. It's like, bro, honestly, I kind of want to see that game twice.
Yeah.
I want to see if they're really coming back to win again, or if Ohio State gonna come in here and say, nah, not twice.
Nah, not happening.
Yeah.
Let's see what then. Utah I'm still not sold on. A lot of people picking them to win the Big 12.
I'm not sold on them either.
They beat Utah State 38-21 in a game much closer than it should have been.
Yeah.
I'm not sold on Utah. I still think the Big 12 is up for grabs.
I think they're good. Yeah. But I just I'm not seeing them. Yeah, I'm not seeing them being the Big 12 winners.
Same. Oklahoma State beat the shit out of Tulsa, but again, it's Tulsa.
Yeah.
They should have lost last week. Oklahoma State should have lost. I don't think the Big 12 is up for whoever gets hot, whoever stays healthy is winning the Big 12.
Yeah.
That's up for grabs.
Yeah, because they almost lost to Arizona.
Yeah. And now what ended up being I think the game of the week. Of course, Oklahoma beat Tulane, whatever.
Yeah.
Nothing to see here.
At Oklahoma,
yeah,
bro, it's like nobody saw that coming.
Yeah. What I think was the game of the week is LSU versus South Carolina.
Yeah.
That was an excellent football game.
Yeah. And then he missed that kick at the end, bro.
And I'm mad. I picked South Carolina to win that one.
Yeah.
And they should have won. They was up by 7. They blew a 17-point lead.
Yeah.
Mind you, the refs had a couple of controversial calls in that one.
Yeah.
Like, I thought they were playing a cheat for a minute. It was a couple fan and pass interference calls. Like.
Yeah. That or like some Tom Brady shit.
Yeah. I'm
something
like, what the
that.
fuck? Yeah. But that's another one. I'm like, South Carolina, I think they're a couple of years away from being really, really good.
Yeah. Yeah, but honestly, I think next year
Yeah.
I think next year they'll be good. You know, they got because they don't have like any like big seniors, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
No.
But I do like, you know, LSU came through right then, and every week LSU proves both of us right.
Yeah.
That they're gonna give everybody a game.
Yeah.
But it's just who if they win or not, it's still gonna be a good game.
It
So
is.
I think every LSU game this year, watch it because they're even whether you think they're gonna win or lose, bruh, it seems to be every time they go on the field, it's a good, exciting game.
Right. And then the kicker, of course, he just missed the game-winning field goal at the end. I'm like, oh.
No, it was like a foot right or foot
He
left.
just missed the
Yeah, it was like a foot left.
Just missed it. Cost me money too. I put money in that game. I'm like, son of a bitch, damn it. But that was an excellent ball game. Michigan looked to be back to themselves against Arkansas State, but it's Arkansas State.
So it's just kind of like for that one, it's like you know, I guess them being the number 17 team, it kind of just like yeah, you know, I guess beating somebody by Arkansas State by 10 points.
Yeah.
I guess that sounds like something good, but I don't know how great Arkansas State is. I'm not gonna sit here and be like, you know, just because you ain't ranked, you know, you trash. But I ain't heard much about you since.
Yeah. And then in the battle of Indiana, Notre Dame beat the shit out of Purdue.
Notre Dame's in Indiana?
Yeah.
For real?
Yeah,
If somebody would have asked me, I would have said
Yeah.
Michigan.
No, they're in Indiana. I mean, they're close. They're not that far. The whole
Yeah.
Great Lakes area.
Well, Rudy came to play.
Yeah. After that loss the week before to Northern Illinois,
I
they
mean-
definitely came back with a vengeance.
Yeah, they.
Purdue, that's not an easy. I don't think Purdue's a great football team, but that's a hard place to play.
Yeah. And another thing too, I think it doesn't matter who played them this week, they were going to beat the fuck out of them
They
just
were.
because of the Northern Illinois game.
Yeah.
It's just like Purdue, you just happen to get the shittiest end of that
Yeah,
stick.
you just got-
Like,
yeah.
and honestly, they probably came into, oh man, if Northern Illinois can do it,
Yeah.
so can we, bro.
No, you can't. No, you
so
can't.
like, bruh, we never said they were
Yeah.
bad.
Typically,
We just said they were overranked.
right after you get upset, you're gonna come back to vengeance the next game.
Yeah.
Unless you're Florida State, then you're gonna shit the bed again. But that's kind of what I'm saying.
Bro, they still haven't got out of bed, yo.
And the last thing, like I mentioned earlier, is Nebraska the real deal? Mind you, I guess it's Northern Iowa.
Yeah.
But they won 34-3,
Yeah.
and their true freshman quarterback Dylan Raiola, he balled out again. He threw for 2 touchdowns, about 250 yards.
Yeah.
And looking at their schedule, like I said, they got Rutgers this week, then Indiana, and then at Ohio State, which is probably gonna be a loss.
At Ohio State too.
And then they play UCLA, which I think they can beat. USC, who for some reason always falls apart at the end of the year.
Yeah.
Then they got Wisconsin, then Iowa. So if Nebraska stays healthy, I think they're gonna definitely lose Ohio State.
Iowa's a good team too.
Yeah, they might end the season with 1, maybe 2 losses max.
Yeah.
And for Nebraska program, that's a big
Well,
come up.
who knows, man? You never know, man. In 2 years, this may be a turnaround team.
That's it. This is a true freshman quarterback. Who
Yeah.
I think who's only gonna get better.
They're in the Big Ten, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So honestly, I mean, because to be honest, when you're a team in the Big Ten or the SEC, bro,
Yeah.
you got to be really fucking good
Yeah,
to
yeah.
come out of that both those conferences. I mean, come on, every year Big Ten and SEC
Always.
is always good, and it's just like if you are either one of those conferences, you already know you have to come to fucking ball out.
Yeah.
There is no like you know, you're in some Pac-12 shit where it's just like every team is fucking ass that you're playing against. So you never know.
And last year, Nebraska, they lost about 4 games by 1 touchdown or less.
Yeah.
So they was in most of the game. Of course, they got their ass whooped by a couple teams. Of course, Michigan beat the shit out of them. Colorado beat the shit out of them. But every other loss they had was about a touchdown or less.
One thing I want to say though is like we'll say a lot of times like oh, you know, the team they played ain't shit, so I mean they should have scored like that many points or blah blah blah. But at the same time, you gotta realize you're still scoring a lot of fucking points.
Yeah.
The other team has the ball at a certain amount of time.
Yeah.
So it's just kind of like you know, some of these teams is like, yo, you know, we haven't seen them play anybody yet, but at the same time, you see them like, but they still scored a bunch of fucking points.
Yeah.
You know, like, if it's some team that's like the number 4 team and they beat some no-name team by 7 points, then it's kind of concerning. But when they beat them by 7, it's like, damn, y'all put up 70 points.
Yeah. You should beat them by 70 points. Yeah. Otherwise, I think it's a waste of time playing these non-power 4 teams if you're gonna be in a dogfight.
Yeah.
You're paying them to play you.
Yeah.
So you're gonna play millions of dollars and risk getting your players hurt in a dogfight. Those should be 65-0 games.
They should be. And then also too, I mean, the more you beat somebody in college football, you know, you can go down, even though you win a game, you could go down like that because like Georgia went down to number 2 because why? Georgia only won by 1 point against Kentucky, and Texas beat the fucking piss out of somebody, and so it's just like, well, you know, Texas all 3 weeks has come to play, and y'all have only come to play 2 out of the 3. You know, so you see stuff like that, like, you know, just no matter how many times somebody says, well, I mean, they ain't playing nobody. See how much they scoring, and and you know also too, when they sit there, their defense is holding a team for, you know, we'll say the other team gets the ball 45 minutes at a time because usually they're scoring a lot, you know, very fast. They have not that much play time with the ball because they're already scoring, but it's like, yo, y'all still held them out of, you know, 2/3 of the game or some shit like that to only 3 points, to only,
that's crazy,
you know, 6 points.
And I would say, looking forward now to week 4 before we get into the rankings.
All right.
This is my game of the week.
Oh, okay. I mean, we could just do that after the rankings real quick.
Oh, yeah, let's do the rankings real quick.
Yeah, let's do the rankings real quick. All right, y'all. So we're going to go through the rankings. So, number 1, Texas moves up to number 1 spot, which I like.
They should, yeah.
Georgia goes down a spot to number 2. Ohio State's at 3 again. Alabama's at 4 again. Ole Miss is at 5 again. Tennessee moves up 1 to number 6. Missouri goes down 1 to number 7.
SEC
Hold
bias.
on, I had to get a mean burp out real quick. But you said SEC
bias.
bias.
I hate it.
And then, but Miami moves up 2 spots to number 8. Oregon's now they stay at 9. Penn State, they went down 2 spots to number 10. USC stays at 11. Utah stays at 12. Kansas State moves up to number 1 to 13. Oklahoma State goes down 1 to 14. Oklahoma is still at number 15. LSU 16. And Notre Dame goes up 1 to number 17. Michigan goes down 1 to number 18. Louisville stays at 19. Iowa State up 1 to 20. Clemson up 1 to 21. Nebraska up 1 to 22. Northern Illinois is up 2 to 23. Illinois and then Texas A&M. Northern Illinois, you know what? Fuck it. Fuck it, bro. You know what? I'm with y'all. Northern Illinois.
Yeah.
I couldn't even put Illinois on a map, bro. I couldn't even point it out. Only things I really know on a map is like, you know, Tennessee, Virginia, South Carolina, North Carolina, Florida, California, Hawaii, and Alaska. I know those.
But just looking at the top 10, let me see this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 of the teams playing the SEC. Then you got 1, 2, and 3 of the teams playing the Big Ten. And then you got Miami. That's what I say. I think the biases, of course, come in order.
Is Miami the only? Oh no, Louisville and Clemson.
Yeah,
they're both.
I really only count the top 10. After that is like, who the fuck cares?
Yeah, they might as well be.
Like, I think I would have USC above Penn State, and really above. I think they deserve to be above Oregon the way Oregon have been playing until the second half of this week.
Yeah,
I got Miami, like I said.
Yeah, so basically, what would you put Miami at? You said like 3 or 4.
4. I would do Texas, Georgia. No, Texas. Georgia and Ohio State for me is a coin toss because Ohio State didn't play this week.
Yeah.
And Georgia, they barely played this week.
Yeah.
Like they should have lost that game. So that's like a coin toss. So I got Texas, say Georgia, Ohio State, then Miami right at number 4. Because Miami been beating the shit out of teams all year long.
Yeah. I can see that. So I would do Texas. I do really like Ohio State.
Yeah.
Now, I know they didn't play, but I I don't know. I got a vibe about Ohio State, so I'm putting them at 2, Georgia at 3, and then I think I would do like Ole Miss at 4.
Ole Miss at 4? No.
Yeah, and then probably I'll do I think Alabama will win the game against Tennessee this year. So you know what? I'll put Alabama at 5. So I got Texas, Ohio State, Georgia, Ole Miss, and Alabama. That would be my top 5.
Top 5. I can see that.
Yeah.
That's not a bad top 5.
All right, so let's get to next week. All right, so the first ranked game is going to be... Oh, wait, real quick about last week. It was a North Carolina battle. Yeah. ECU, who I picked, and you picked App State. And it was actually a good game,
It was a good game, yeah.
I think App State won by 2.
They won, yeah.
Yeah, I think...
That was a good one, yeah.
Yeah, like, so, you know what, like... Hey, at least both of our teams is like, all right, so... Yeah. Like, at least we have something to talk about.
Yeah, that was a good... Yeah.
All right, so the first ranked game we have is Friday. Illinois is number 24 at Nebraska 22. It's Nebraska by 7.5, and the over/under is 42.5. You said you think Nebraska's balling.
I think Nebraska. I think for them, you're on prime time in Fox. I think, well, not really prime time, but you're on Fox in a pretty big game.
Yeah.
So I think Nebraska's. I got Nebraska winning that one by a lot, actually. That's going to be Dylan Raio's breakout game. He's starting to get noticed. I think that's when he's going to show the fuck out. I got Nebraska. What's the favorite by 7.5?
Yeah.
I got Nebraska by about 14, honestly.
14?
I'll take the over.
Because it's at Nebraska, I say 10.
That's a tough place to play, too.
Yeah. I think if it was at Illinois, I'd say Nebraska by like 6.
Yeah.
But I'll do Nebraska by 10 since it's at Nebraska.
Yeah.
So then Ohio State plays again, but they're playing nobody.
Yeah.
They're playing Marshall at Ohio State, so the over/under is -40, and over/under is 51.5. Ohio State could probably just clear the over/under themselves.
Easily,
yeah. NC State plays at Clemson. Clemson by 20.5, and the over/under is 46.5.
I'm taking the way under in that one. Cause mind you, NC State, they should have lost this week too, but they came back and won.
Yeah.
Which is a skill to come back and win. I still don't think Clemson is that good. I got Clemson winning because they're at home, but that's going to be a field
I think they're
goal
both
game.
like an equal match type team.
I think that's going to be a late touchdown, maybe even a field goal game.
I think it'll be a good game though.
Yeah, it's gonna be
it'll be a good game. I don't think there's going to be any blowout. I think there will be a solid watch. That's a good bar game.
That's going to be
that's a good bar game. But I don't see them covering 20.5.
I don't see that, no.
Iowa State and Arkansas State, that's a hard one. I see that being a good game.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. Arkansas State, whatever the fuck, but Iowa State.
I favored about 22. I think that's about right, honestly. I think Arkansas State is a terrible football team.
I think the fourth quarter.
Yeah.
The fourth quarter will show it. I think that'll be a good game up till the fourth quarter, and then either one of two things. It's going to stay a good game, or Iowa State's going to pull away.
Yeah. But
I don't see it going over 51.5, and Iowa State -22. I don't see that. Penn State, Kent State. It's at Penn State. Penn State is favored 48.5, and the over/under is 55.5. So basically, they're saying Penn State by 50, and Kent State get like 3 points.
I mean, they just lost to Tennessee 71-0. So
yeah.
Penn State, you got to shoot the field. Tennessee just beat them 71-0.
Yeah.
So now, what are you gonna do to them now?
Well, the thing about it is, like, what if this is their, like, statement game, like Notre Dame, but they only score, like, 10 points at Penn State, so maybe hit the over.
Yeah.
Maybe hit the over. I don't know about the spread, but hit the over because maybe this is their game to come out and score 10 points, and Penn State scores the other 50.
Yeah.
So, there you go, guys. Now, here's a game of the week. I think you would agree with me. I think this is the game of the week.
I think it's going to be a game week on paper. USC is favored by 5, but I actually got USC beating the shit out of Michigan at Michigan. I don't think Michigan, similar to how Texas beat, I think I got USC winning that one probably about 31 to 10, honestly.
For real?
Yeah, I think on paper, of course, that's the game of the week. I think USC is a really good football team, and I think Michigan is rebuilding.
I'm USC by 10 points.
10?
But I think it'll be like a touchdown near the end, or I think it'll be this actually. I think Michigan will go up in the first half, and USC's gonna come back and just just destroy it in the second half. And then I think that everybody's gonna be back on their Michigan high, getting their dicks hard and shit like that. And then all of a sudden USC's like, you know what?
Yeah.
I don't know about this. And USC's favored by 5, and the over/under is 44.5.
That's about right.
Yeah, that sounds around. Honestly, I'll probably take the over.
The over?
Yeah, I definitely have USC covering.
I'm just not sold on Michigan's offense. I don't think they can score to really keep up.
Yeah.
I got maybe a close game for the first, maybe even to halftime, then USC pulling away.
Yeah.
I don't think that's going to be...
Oh, you don't even think Michigan going to go up?
No.
Yeah. Unless it's like a field goal in the first, rundown.
I think Michigan's playing catch up the entire game, honestly.
Got you. Now, LSU, it's UCLA at LSU. LSU is minus 24, and their over-under is 56.5. Look, it's like me and you both said every week since the first week, LSU, whether they win or lose, every game is a good game with LSU. I don't know what it is. It's like everything is just revolving around it to be always a good game.
Yeah.
You know, I don't think they've had a game that hasn't come down to the fourth quarter.
Mm-hmm. That's always a good one. Yeah.
Yeah.
I got LSU. They're favored by 24 points though.
Nah,
that's gonna be a lot close. It's gonna be a lot closer than 24.
I see it being a good game. I see LSU winning by a touchdown just because that's what we keep seeing.
They do, yeah.
And you know what? I'm feeling it, and I've said it all season.
Yeah.
That I think LSU is just gonna be a good game, but I see LSU pulling out. LSU is a good team. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
It's just they're getting good games.
Yeah, that's about right.
So Notre Dame versus Miami.
Ohio. Not the U. Miami, Ohio.
Miami,
the other Ohio. Other Miami.
They always gotta make sure it's only the Ohio after that one. It's not like Miami, Florida, because they already know it's like, bro, it's not the Miami you give a fuck about.
Right. It's like
basketball, football. Right. It's not the Miami.
It's like when South Carolina tried to call themselves USC, University of South Carolina. Like, no, you're South Carolina.
Yeah.
USC is in California. Like, no, we're not going.
Yeah, you're not Miami. I'm sorry.
Not happening.
Hey, look, I don't mean no disrespect, but you're also in Ohio. Nobody really wants to live in Ohio unless you're playing at Ohio State. Mm-hmm. But I see Notre Dame by minus 28 and 43.5 over under. I see Notre Dame covering.
Yeah,
I don't think they want to see anything happen again. I mean, the only thing that they can keep praying for is Northern Illinois keeps winning.
Yeah,
and if they beat the shit out of people, they're right back in.
Yeah, because
the media's already biased on them anyway.
Yeah, because like Notre Dame, of course, they're independent, so they can't win a conference because they're not in the conference.
Yeah.
So like you said, their only shot is they literally have to beat the shit out of everybody else.
Yeah.
And hope Northern Illinois keeps winning so that their loss doesn't look
as bad.
Now,
if they beat the shit out of everybody else and Northern Illinois gets into at least the top 20 at one point, I think they'll go back. I think they're in the playoffs. But they have to keep beating the shit out of people.
They have to.
And they have to, whatever ranked teams they play, they have to win by at least like 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, their schedule looks pretty cupcake.
Yeah.
The only ranked team they play is Louisville, who plays at Notre Dame. And then the last week of the season, they go to USC.
And then they can keep getting Florida State their little run.
Yeah.
Oh, but they play at USC.
Yeah.
That's gonna be
last
the game
of the season.
That's gonna be the game that puts them in or not.
Yeah, that's gonna be the game.
That's gonna be the game that puts them in or not. And I bet you, it's at USC.
Yeah.
USC's winning that game.
That's gonna be a game. That's a rivalry. They play every year.
Yeah.
That's gonna be an excellent game.
Yeah.
I can't wait till that. That's gonna be excellent.
Yeah.
Game.
It sucks though it's the last game.
Georgia
Hey,
Tech,
but it's gonna be in Southern California, so it's gonna be nice weather for there.
Yeah.
So it's like you can't blame shit on anything. You can't blame it on heat. You can't blame. It's like, bro. And honestly, whoever wins that game, if USC gets a loss, that's to a non-ranked team, then that game will be the determination of of which one of them goes in.
Yeah. Then Georgia Tech plays Louisville in the Nobody Cares Bowl.
Yeah.
Louisville's favored by 10.
Yeah, whatever. At Louisville, I don't give a shit. You know what? Coin flip that one if they cover the spread by 10.5. And coin flip 57.5. You know what? Honestly, that's one of those games where it's just like, yo, just look over to your chick and be like, hey, you call it.
Yeah.
Which one should I do? Over or under?
Yeah.
Because
flip a coin.
Yeah, there is no calling that. Northern Illinois plays Buffalo.
It's so weird seeing them on this list.
Yeah.
But I think Northern Illinois, they're favored by 2 touchdowns. I think they're going to cover that.
Hey, yo, but you know what? All you have to have is teams lose and them beat Buffalo, and Notre Dame keeps on rolling.
Yeah.
So, you know what? Notre Dame might... Because also, too, like I said, they have a media bias, too.
Yeah.
It's not like...
Northern Illinois, like... I'm not... Of course, I don't follow the MAC conference that well, but they can run the table. The only, like, quote-unquote good team they really play left is at NC State next week.
They play at NC State next week?
And that's the only, on paper, good team left that they play.
Yeah, so honestly, y'all even have a fucking shot to
They could be the group of 5 team to make the playoffs.
No, that ass though.
And which of course will greatly help Notre Dame, of course.
And I'm gonna keep it real. Any of y'all, nobody saw them coming out of the the not Big Four conferences.
Yeah, it's a group of 5.
Nobody would have ever called that. That is another thing that you would have just been like, stop. Northern Illinois.
Yeah, nobody.
Yeah. All right, and the next one would be Utah at Oklahoma State.
Big 12 battle.
I think that'll be a good game.
That should be a good game. Utah favored by 2.
Yeah.
That should be a real good game.
Utah favored by 2 at 54.5. Because honestly, I don't think those teams. I think they're more of a near 20 ranked teams.
Yeah.
I don't think they're 12 and 14. And it's at Oklahoma State. I could see Oklahoma State winning that one.
Yeah.
I mean,
that's gonna be a great football game.
Yeah, I think
that's gonna be hard hitting. They got the over-under at 54.5. I think that's going to go under, honestly.
I do, too. I think it's going to be a really good game. I think it'll be like late 40s type scoring.
Yeah, that's going to be a great game. We got Missouri at Vanderbilt. Missouri's favored by 20.
No, Vanderbilt at Missouri.
I'm sorry, Vanderbilt at Missouri.
And in Missouri, you said 20, and then 53.5. I don't know enough about Vanderbilt, but I know Missouri's good. But they had that struggle against Boston College.
Yeah.
But... we just said we don't know if Boston College actually can be a top 20 team.
Yeah.
They might not.
Yeah.
I don't know. So, we'll see. Who knows? Maybe they're actually the real deal.
Yeah.
I don't know. Miami's going right down the road to South Florida. And it says Miami by 16.5. 65.5.
Mind you, this is the South Florida team who should have beat Alabama a couple of weeks ago. Last week before Alabama tried to run up the score in like the last 2 minutes of the game.
But 16.5.
I think that's going to be a tough game for Miami. I got Miami winning, but that's not going to be a 65-0 game.
Yeah.
South Florida, that's not Ball State. They're a real team. Those are real athletes on that team. I got Miami winning that one, but I think that's going to be about I think they're going to win. They're going to cover the spread, but that's going to be a fourth quarter pulling away thing, kind of like
Alabama did.
Because don't sleep on South Florida. In Miami, if you don't come focused, you will lose that game.
Yeah.
Especially at South Florida. You still from Miami, so you
honestly, if that Alabama game was at South Florida, they could have won that.
Because last year Alabama played at South Florida as one of those home and home series.
Yeah, yeah.
And that's when Alabama ended up winning, I believe, 14-3. No, 14-6, but South Florida was up 6-3 in the fourth quarter.
Yeah.
Going into that humidity, that's a hard place to play.
Yeah.
Mind you, Miami's in Florida also, so they're used to humidity.
Yeah.
But I think that's my game of the week, honestly.
For real?
I think on field, that's going to be my game of the week.
We also have another good game. Number 6, Tennessee at number 15, Oklahoma. They say Tennessee by 7, 57.5. I see Tennessee covering that shit by 20 points.
Oh, really? No.
I see Tennessee covering it by 20 points.
I semi-agree, because I'm not sold on Oklahoma.
Yeah.
I haven't been sold on them since Kyler Murray left, honestly. And I think Tennessee is a good football game, but at Oklahoma is a tough place to play.
Yeah.
So I see that being a lot closer than it should be. I think Tennessee by 7 is about right.
Yeah.
Honestly.
But I see. Look, I'm not against Oklahoma.
Yeah.
Not at all. But I think Tennessee is actually a really good team. I said it since like 2 or 3 weeks ago when I saw them beat somebody. I don't know. I can't remember. But I think that they are actually a really good team, and I think that they're going to beat Oklahoma by like 20 points. It could end up being that fourth quarter or second half run, where it starts off being a good game.
Yeah.
But I just see Tennessee pulling away with it.
I think that's gonna be another good game. Though.
Yeah.
Bowling Green at Texas A&M. A&M by 23 is about right.
I wouldn't even know.
Georgia Southern at Ole Miss. Ole Miss by 35, sure.
Bro, I see Ole Miss doing another 50-point game.
Yeah. UL Monroe at Texas. Texas by 44.
Arch Manning about to go for fucking...
Yeah. I think he's going to have a show-out game,
Yeah.
He's going to have fun.
I mean, he already had show-out. Bro, dude is nice, bro.
Yeah.
Like, when your backup quarterback is that fucking good, then you're just like, we ain't really worried. As long as we just don't have a bad game.
Yeah. Literally, yeah.
Yeah, as long as they don't have
it's
a bad
great system situation to be in.
I say if Texas doesn't have a bad game, which every team has bad games, I see them going undefeated all the way. I think they'll win the whole thing. I didn't think they would, but at this pace and what they're looking like, dude, don't get in their fucking way.
Yeah.
Don't get in their way. They're about to beat the piss out of everybody.
Yeah.
I think I want to see them versus somebody like Georgia, bro.
Yeah.
And I bet you they win by a double digit.
I think they're by far the number one team.
Bro, their defense, their offensive line.
They're a complete team.
Their offensive line, dude, they just run.
They got a lot of players who are going to be playing on Sundays in a couple years, especially on the line of scrimmage. And that's the big difference.
Oh, yeah, for sure. I mean, bro, honestly, the offensive line is one of the most important pieces of a football team. You can have some decent receivers, but if you got a great quarterback that can hit them in the hands, they're usually going to catch. But when your quarterback don't have time and your running backs don't have, holes to run through, people don't realize that don't watch football. Like, offensive line is probably one of your most important pieces of your whole team when it comes to football.
Yeah, in about 2 weeks, Georgia goes to Texas.
Offensive lines, bro, y'all don't be getting enough credit, bro.
Mm-hmm. That's going to be a great game.
They go where?
Georgia goes to Texas in mid-October.
Oh, for real?
That's going to be
I can't wait to see that game.
That's going to be a game, yeah.
That's going to be a
Especially
good
if they
game.
both rank number 1 and 2. Yep. Look at these ticket prices. Ooh.
What is it?
Nosebleeds is about $448 for nosebleed season.
At Texas, too, bro.
That's going to be a game, yeah.
And then the last big, the top 25 game is Kansas State.
At BYU.
Number 13 at BYU. Brigham Young. What did they used to have that joke with Michael Jackson? They'd be like, what college did Michael Jackson go to?
Yeah.
Brigham Young.
That was fucked up. Right.
Well, that was the joke. I ain't say it. It was like 20 years ago or something like that.
RP MJ. All right.
But he is one of the greatest. Yeah. Don't get me wrong.
But Kansas State, they're currently the betting favorites to win the Big 12 now. They don't know. Like I said, Big 12 is up for grabs. Every week seems like a new betting favorite.
Yeah.
So Kansas State is favored by 6.5, which I think is about right.
Yeah.
For BYU, that's not an easy place to play. It's about right.
Yeah.
So I'm cool with that.
And honestly, BYU, every time I see them, it's usually like a throw-up game. So they're not bad, but they're not good.
Yeah.
They're just somebody like if you just sleep, you're gonna lose.
Yeah.
But it's not because they're good. It's just because you just slept.
Yeah.
They're easy to sleep on. There's a lot of teams like that in all of college football, college sports in general. Like it's just a lot of these teams with this, they have a number next to their name. And they go to a place, and they're a decent team.
Yeah.
I mean, they're not going to win a lot of games that season, but they're one of those teams that's like, you sleep on something like Duke or UNC.
Yeah.
I mean, they're not bad teams, but we're not good teams.
Yeah.
But it's like if you went to UNC or went to Duke and you were just like, oh, we're number 12. We're going to win this game.
Yeah.
Those are games that you lose.
You do, yeah. That's going to be I think Kansas State ranked 13 is ridiculously too high. So
I don't see that at all. I think just people are losing and people are winning.
Yeah.
I think that's what's kind of like determining right now is that, people in the top.
Outside about the top 8, they don't really, it's kind of like every week something different.
Yeah.
Like Penn State didn't even play but dropped 2 spots. Like they just don't know.
Yeah.
Which is fair.
Yeah.
This is it's a really good college football season so far.
To be honest, I'm liking this college football season.
It's only been 3 weeks plus week 0.
Yeah.
Weird, but it's been a good season so far. Yeah.
Yeah. And I mean, there's a lot of teams being good that we didn't think they were going to be good.
Yeah.
There's a lot of teams that's bad that we didn't think it was going to be good, and there's a lot of teams like Notre Dame who got beat, and then all of a sudden now there's just like they have something to prove, and the team that beat them, bruh, I would never even if somebody's like, yo, name 30 fucking colleges right now. If you name 30 colleges, I'll give you $1 billion.
Yeah.
Northern Illinois is not one I'm not gonna be
at all. Yeah, that's it. We covered all the games this week. We went through the rankings. I'm telling you, keep an eye on that Miami versus South Florida game. I'm telling you, that's gonna be it's gonna be a good one.
You think that's gonna be a good one?
Yeah, we got to cover. That's gonna be a good one. Of course, Tennessee at Oklahoma.
Yeah.
That's gonna be a good one.
Yeah.
It's gonna be
like I said. I think Tennessee does it on that one.
NC State at Clemson. I think it's gonna be good. On paper, of course, USC and Michigan is the big. That's probably gonna have the Fox News kickoff, college game day there. But I think USC is gonna roll them. I personally think so. I think USC by 5 I'm going way over.
Yeah.
I'm probably gonna put money on that one because
I honestly I would see USC over Michigan.
Yeah.
Especially over 5. But what did I say? Like 10 points, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I said 10 points. I think a good game just because LSU and UCLA, just because they're always it's always good games. They're just a fun team to watch.
It's a fun team to watch, yeah.
Yeah. And you never know how it's gonna go. Like you said, Clemson, NC State. I really like I said, that Tennessee game. Tennessee, Oklahoma. I think that'll be good, but I think Tennessee just ends up beating the shit out of them in the end.
Yeah.
I think Oklahoma puts up a game, but it's going to be, we'll call it another Alabama SMU type shit.
Yeah, I know,
Yeah.
Yeah, make sure y'all follow me on Instagram at iPartyWithR&B.
Mine's on that side, _Neely _21. Like I said, I go by Neely.
Follow us at Benchwarmers University. That's Twitter, Instagram. We're going to be tweeting live again on Saturday, going through all the games.
Yeah, saying some dumb shit. You know how you gotta be.
Appreciate y'all tuning in.
Hey, keep it real.
Tell your mother I love her.
Tell your mother I love her.